Okay,
Right ahead. You know how to share your screen, correct? You remember how to do it? Clicking on the green box.
and first thing I got to do is I got to bring back up my my Hugo's Hugo Way account. I don't know where it's gone. Okay, what I'm looking for my Hugo's Way. Sure where it's gone to.
Let me see. Just pull up TradingView if it helps you out. On your browser, you can go on tradingview.com.
Okay, I'm absolutely newbie with this thing, so
Go on the bottom. There's a box, a green box with an arrow pointing up that says share. You can click on that.
right down the bottom of this thing, scroll right down.
Yeah, there should be like a menu bar where you see mute, stop video, share your screen. It's part of the Zoom application. Try to click on the Zoom app.
Oh, Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm in TradingView. Okay. Share. Click share.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do I click now?
You're gonna go ahead and click on. When you click
Right.
on share, you're gonna share
Share
your
again.
desktop screen. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put what currency pair have you been liking?
Watching gold and just watching, looking at different ones.
Go on gold, XAU USD then. Type it in.
Okay. I've always been using my Hugo's Way app where I don't know where it's gone to, but
If you go here, there should be an option that allows you to give me remote control.
approve. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not familiar with this. I think what happened is I had my technician friend have a look at my laptop because it was freezing.
yeah, he probably deleted it.
Yeah, it appears so because it's normally down the bottom here.
Let's see.
And normally I would see the Hugo's Way icon down the bottom.
Yeah, let's go ahead and open that up. In the meantime, while that's downloading,
Do I click yes? I just click yes, right?
okay.
Okay.
So in the meantime, while that's going,
Okay.
there we go.
that showed up very quickly.
Yeah, 38. Back to physical here. It might
So in the meantime, Clyde, what I want you to do is I want you to show me your zones on here, all right? One second. Okay, go ahead. Show me how you do your zones. Remember how we pay attention to the first rejection of the trend we're keeping an eye out on, right? So go ahead and show me that zone.
We're on the 4 hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do I draw my my lines?
Right here to your right.
Yeah.
If you go on here, where the brush is, you open up the sub menu.
Oh, to my left. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. You grab your rectangle, and you can just draw. You can just draw your zone like that. So go ahead and fix that and do it.
Where's that rectangle on this thing? Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
I see stuff on both.
Yeah.
Right?
Capital B R R B 22E6. B as in 22E6. Capital B.
No. Capital B.
Capital V R R.
Capital B R.
Uh-huh. Okay. HB 22E6.
Well, yeah, I see hitting the 50% on the
Looking
30.
for the next one up.
That's perfectly fine right there.
Oh, gee, what? Go ahead.
You just got to click it twice. Yep.
Oh, click it twice. Okay.
Now click OK. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me delete this one right here for you.
Oh, sorry, I was looking for that.
Go ahead and do the next zone. So that's the bottom is called what? You remember the name of it?
That's our support demand.
Correct. So now find me a supply zone. Correct. So you have your supply, you have your demand zone, right? You remember what an ascending channel is and what a descending channel is.
Yes.
Correct. So now that you understand that, you understand how this demand zone right here. One second. How this demand zone right here is also the supply zone in the previous zone. Remember, just like how a support becomes a resistance and a resistance becomes a support when price breaks it, what confirms that break of price?
Retest.
Correct. Now what we're going to talk about just the structure of the market, how the market moves from an uptrend to a downtrend, right? So, 1 second, I'm going to give you back remote control. And I want you to understand two of the following things, right? So we understand that an uptrend is basically the support of the market trending upwards, right?
Yep.
So now that we understand that, I want you to get into a habit of drawing your zones. Actually, give me control of your screen again.
Yep.
Go ahead and approve it. I do somewhere. Give me 1 second. So here, give me 1 second. So once we combine the knowledge of the market structure along with the zones, it starts to clear up the pictures for you, right? So we understand that a breakout is confirmed by a retest, right? And once we understand that that breakout needs a retest in order for us to make a decision, then with us applying market structure along with what the market is showing us, it becomes clearer to you because of the fact that you understand that a breakout is confirmed by a retest. You understand that a zone is a high level of price where price is not just one price, it's a group of prices where the market tends to respect, right? So when we're looking at an uptrend here, for instance, this green line is an uptrend, and we count the touches to that trend, right? I want you to keep in mind how many touches confirm a trend. Do you remember the answer?
Yes, for trend 3.
3 touches, right? So once we count 3 touches, we're paying attention to what happens after that 3rd touch. So here we have our 3 touches, the yellow circles representing those 3 touches. In this case, this is forming a higher low point, right? So we're going to abbreviate it HL. I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. Copy, paste. We have another higher low. We have another higher low. We have a whole bunch of higher lows. Your job is to identify that support area of the last previous highest low point before the market broke the trend. So here's our last highest low point, which is the 3rd touch, right?
Sorry, Dale. This one here where it was a fake out, so we do not count that as a touch?
No, because remember, a fake out is confirmed by what? Just like a breakout, it's confirmed by a retest.
Retest.
You know, what does happen here is there is another little trend right here. If you pay attention. On a smaller time frame, that trend is valid as well. That's why the market capped out there. Or it was just respecting a zone that happened to be in this place that we don't have drawn out right now. So let's see if we have one. So we'll change the color on this so you can identify this as maybe like not such an important zone, but maybe this is a zone we keep in mind on a smaller time frame. If you notice, right, here's the breakout of this candle. The market came back, retested it, the price before she kept going down. Make sense?
Yep, I can see that.
So we have our higher low points here, right? Higher low, higher low. Once the market gave us that highest low point, you see here that the market never came back and retested at this price here. If anything, all it did was it came back after it broke back into the zone, right? Because a fake out is confirmed by a retest, right? Before she made its initial move back down, she faked out of the zone, came back up to retest it, and shot down. Make sense?
Yeah, so that retest could take some time before you actually see a retest.
Correct. which it did take time.
Yeah.
This happened around March 29th, the breakout, the 28th, and the retest did not happen until April 10th. You understand? But the important part is that you understand that logic, because if let's say you're looking at a smaller time frame, then you understand that the market will eventually respect the zone. So if I'm buying towards the upside for let's say this week, I keep in mind that 1309 or 1310 is the retest of the previous fakeout.
Okay, I got that.
So you see how you start to strategize a plan along. Sometimes what happens is we enter a little too early. Let's say you enter the buy here on this breakout, and gold bites you in the ass because gold made like a 1,000 pip drop in this candle here, and then she decided to go up. So here that was just kind of like to try to get you out of that trade. What that tells you is, again, if this is a minor supply zone, then somewhere around here, right, there's a minor demand zone. See that? So as you start to look at this, when you start identifying the uptrend to the downtrend, pay attention here. Now, once the market respected the last highest low point over here, this was the touch of the trend. This was the touch of the same price point. Once the market retested that price, it shot down. Notice what the next candle was exactly. Make sense?
Yeah.
So let's look at my graphics real quick. I'm gonna share my screen.
Gee, that clarified something for me. A retest is not necessarily within the time frame. It could take days. It could take hours.
Yes. Sometimes it's just patience waiting for that setup. But the important part is to understand that. The important part is to understand that. So here we have, where's my slide at for market structure? So here we have our market structure, right? So pay attention to this right here. What do we have? We have an uptrend, the higher low points, which are the touches to the trend. When the market breaks out of that trend, that's considered a breakup structure, or as we call it, a breakout, right?
Breakout, yeah.
When the market comes back to retest it, the reason why this uptrend is no longer valid now is because now we have created, instead of higher lows, we have created two lower high points on the uptrend. If you can see on the white dotted line, this is a lower high, and this is a lower high.
Yep.
Makes sense? So now we have the start of a confirmed downtrend. So usually the market comes back. And how do we know when the market shifts from a downtrend to an uptrend? It's just the same thing, just the other way. As the market is trending downwards, the 3 touches to the trend. On the 3rd touch, we're going to highlight the resistance to that. After the market breaks out of that trend line and comes back to retest, that would always be your best buy entry. And like one of the theories I have is if I enter my trade based off of this strategy, what I look for is my first take profit. If I entered on the retest of the last lowest high point, the previous lowest high before that would be my first take profit, and then the first touch of the trend would be my last take profit. Let's look at an example. In 1 second, I'm going to show you an example here, GBP USD. So here's GBP USD, right? On an uptrend, when the market breaks that structure, right? I'm going to wait for the market to come back and retest that price, which it did right here, right? Once it retested that price, my first take profit is the support of this first touch of the highest low point. My second take profit is the support of this touch. So here's my candle. Look, the candle went all the way down to here, and then she started retracing. Make sense? And this is on the daily
Yeah.
candle.
I was always like I observe your alerts and your take profits, and I was always wondering how did you determine where your take profits were. So I was looking for support and resistance in the charts, and you've just simplified it exactly where.
Yes, yes. That's why I try to I want to keep things simple to the point where when I'm trading, I want to be able to repeat what I'm doing. So sometimes we get bit by fundamentals, you know? But it's just part of the game. Here's a perfect example of a downtrend shifting to an uptrend, right? But check this out. In this case, the market actually failed to break past our lowest high point over here of this trend here. So if I drew this zone here, when every time the market came to this price of this zone here, notice what the reaction of the market was. It dropped. Came back up here, it dropped. Make sense? So
Yes.
one thing I want you to keep in mind is if you're paying attention to the last lowest high point and the market fails to break that price area or price point, then expect the market to continue going that direction. So if it's a lower high point resistance here, right? Here's my resistance over here. The market failed to break out and retest above this zone. What did it do? It rejected price and shot down strongly. Same thing again over here. So I can tell you this, Clyde, if you master understanding where your zones are and you go ahead and combine that with market structure, you will start to see profits in the market if you can control your emotions. All right.
Yes.
Let's look at another pair, NZD USD. Here's NZD USD. We had a downtrend over here. The market failed to break out and retest above. What did it do? Instead, it just shot down. Why? Because it respected the zone up here, came back, respected whatever resistance areas right here, and just shot down. Here's a nice little candlestick pattern, which we'll discuss tomorrow. You know, this is an evening star pattern. First candle is always the same as the previous trend. Second candle is always like a doji. Third candle has to engulf the previous two candles going the opposite direction. You know? So once we start applying that and you go ahead and identify the downtrend to an uptrend, it's gonna save you a lot of stress and energy. Here's the last. Let's see. I think he froze. You there, Clyde? I think it froze.